Brand new episode of the Riff Rundown with my friends at Fishman over in Andover, Mass. Hope you guys are all doing great today. So we've got an electric guitar here today. We're going to be learning one of my favorites from Abbey Road. We're going to be learning Oh Darlin'. Such a great song, has a great groove, really fun to play. You can play it in many different ways, but it is a very, very fun song. So electric guitar in standard tuning for this one. So electric guitar, standard tuning for Oh Darlin' today. Again, a very, very fun song. So those of you who are tuning in, you always like to know that I like to ask a question when we go live. So let me know where you are tuning in from and your favorite Beatles album. Where you are tuning in from and your favorite Beatles album. We are absolutely live today. Alex V, I see you. Gary from Atlanta, welcome. It's going to be a fun one. So again, electric guitar, standard tuning today. This is Oh Darlin' by the Beatles from Abbey Road. So there it is. Again, a really, really fun song. We're going to be going over all of the parts today. So even the really cool section that's in that lead part in the chorus. It's super, again, a really, really fun one. So really excited to teach this one to you today. So let's go ahead and see, before we get started, I always like to read where everybody's tuning in from. And again, your favorite Beatles album is the question of the day. So let's see where everyone is tuning in from. We got Italy in the house. Thank you for being here. Beaverton, Oregon. Sgt. Pepper's. Love it. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Gotta love it. Dean in Munich. Sgt. Pepper is his favorite album. Thanks for being here, Dean. All right. We got William in Tulsa, the White Album. Another fantastic album. We got Jamie, Revolver from Cape May, New Jersey. Welcome, Jamie. All right. So great. We got the Netherlands in the house. This is so cool. Thank you all for being here. This is great. I know it's a tough question asking you your favorite Beatles album, but I want to know. I want to know. Get the conversation started here on the Riff Rundown. Love it, love it. We've got Jorge from Brazil, and the White Album is his favorite. Donald from Mississippi, Rubber Soul. That's my personal favorite, is Rubber Soul. I love that album. Love, love, love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. Let's look at the top. We have a very interesting chord. Sounds cool. How do we play it? So this is an E augmented chord that kicks things off here, and we have the piano in there too on the recording. Right, but we're going to play it here on guitar because we have guitars today. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to use these first three fingers, okay? Now what we're going to do, first finger, we're going to lay this across the 5th fret of the D string and the G string. I'm going to go through the notes in a second when I want us to get this grip down. It may feel like a very familiar grip, and actually what I have you do is move that finger down 2 more strings. Okay, So we've got our first finger across the 5th fret of the G string and the B string. We're live, folks. It happens. First finger across the 5th fret of the G string and the B string. Okay? Now you're going to get your second finger, placing that on the 6th fret of the D string. You're going to get your third finger here, reaching over to the 7th fret of the A string. That is our root. That is our E note. Okay? Now for an augmented chord, you know how I say in these riff rundowns, we go over a little bit of theory. So I talk about, okay, these are the notes that build a major chord, a minor 7 chord, a minor chord, right? But with an augmented, all right, the formula here is this. It's a 1-3 sharp 5, okay? So in this case with E augmented, we have our E. That's our 1. Where your second finger is, that is your G sharp, okay? So your second finger, again, should be on the 6th fret of that D string. That is our third. Here is where the interesting part happens. Your first finger, that's on the 5th fret of the G string, okay? That is a B sharp. We're calling it a B sharp because we are sharpening the 5. We cannot call this a C. We have to call it a B sharp, okay? So that is the chord. And when we put all of this together, it sounds like that. And again, if you want to get that low E in there too, very ominous, interesting, mysterious chord. Again, a really fun chord here. And you may recognize this grip because this is a grip that we're going to use for the next A major chord. So check that out. So for us to go now to the A major, which is the next chord in the song, what I want you to do, this shape, bring everything down a string, meaning your third finger should now be on the 7th fret of the D string. Your second finger should be on the 6th fret of the G string, and your first finger should be pinching the 5th fret of the B and high E string. And that's how it should sound. So pretty cool, right? We go from this E augmented to an A. And it's the same shape, we're just moving all of our fingers down a string. All right, so again, let's kind of work that out there. E augmented, moving everything down A major, strumming from the D string. Okay, let's go ahead and do that one more time. Letting that E augmented ring. Go ahead and get that low E string in there too. Great chord. Okay, now to A major. So pretty neat, right? So again, it sounds like a very hard chord to play, but in fact, it's kind of like a shape we already know, right? So it's good stuff. And again, I always got to say, if you guys are enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause and the algorithm and all of that good stuff. So be sure to click that like button too. It helps other guitar players, other people who want to learn how to play guitar, find this channel. So I appreciate the help, guys. Thank you so, so much. So there's that E augmented with our E, G sharp, B sharp to our A major, A, C sharp, and E. So there we go. Now, when we're getting into the song, we're right into the verse after we play that E augmented chord. Now, what I like to do when I play this is I like to get my thumb and put it on the 5th fret of that low E string. That's another A root, right? So we would go striking that A note there, then being very forceful. It's a very tight kind of staccato thing that's happening there, striking that A chord. And a lot of times in this song too, and I encourage you to listen back to the song, we hear a chord and we hear it being dragged back or slid back, okay? A lot of this is happening here with this song. So, and these chords in this song today. So we've got the E augmented to our A major. And sliding it back, okay? And again, if this is too uncomfortable, I know some of you in the comments from previous lessons like, you know, playing with the thumb isn't really my thing. It's really uncomfortable or I can't reach. It's no problem. Could you do this with bar chord? 100% absolutely. So what we would do here, if we wanted a bar chord version of this A chord, okay, we would play it this way. First finger across all 6 strings at the 5th fret, okay? The tip of our first finger, that's where that A root is, okay? Second finger is going to go on the 6th fret of that G string. Third finger, 7th fret of the A string, that's our E note. And then our 4th finger would go on the A note, which is on the 7th fret, D string. So, hitting that low E string, which is our A note, and then striking that way, sliding back. You could do that as a bar chord too. I feel like when I grip it this way, this is my way of playing it. I like to play it like this. I feel like I have a little bit more of a grip in doing that slide. I have a bit more control. That's just me. So we really get those high strings like really engaged. All right. So that's our A chord. Now we're going to go to an E major. And something I do want to mention here too. Clearly sounds like the Beatles are using a lot of bar chords in this song. Could you play it with open chords? You could, but I feel like it's nice and snappy and really cuts through the mix when we're using these bar chords. So I'm going to be teaching it with the bar chords today. But you absolutely could use open chords as well. Just won't sound quite the same. All right, so we're going to do here, to play this E major bar chord, we're going to use our first finger and our third finger to do this. First finger, we're going to place that across the A string through the high E, okay, at the 7th fret. The tip of your first finger on the A string 7th fret, that's our E note. Okay, so that's going to be our root. We're going to get our third finger here. This is the way that I like to do it, okay? This is comfortable for me, and it allows my first or my second and fourth finger free to do other cool guitar playing things, okay? So your third finger, you're going to place that across the 9th fret of the D string, G string, and B string. Okay, and again, the notes here are E major, E, G sharp, and B, 1, 3, 5. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we're going to strike the E note on that 7th fret of the A string, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get this part of the chord where our third finger is, and we're going to slide it back. Okay, so it's going to sound like this. Go ahead and do that again. And we're going to be doing this 2 times. Okay, so. All right, so just like that, let's go ahead and do this again. Okay, now let's put this together with our A major. E. Back to A. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. Here we go. Now from there, we're going to do kind of a bass line walk up kind of thing. We're going to go with our open low E string. Okay. Walking up with our first finger, open E. First finger, first fret F. First finger moving up and now to the 2nd fret of the E string, F sharp. Okay, so if you wanted to kind of palm mute it like I did there, to make it sound a little bit more like a bass, you could. If you want to leave it open, get a little more crisp, okay, you could do that too. Sometimes I like to mute it like that, all right? From there, that walk up is leading to our F sharp minor, so that's why I'm having you play it both notes with that first finger, because that's going to lend us a very beautiful foundation in getting to that F sharp minor. So how do we get there? First finger, we're already at the 2nd fret of the E string. We're going to lay it across all 6 strings of the 2nd fret. We're going to get our third finger here, 4th fret of the A string. That's our C sharp. You're going to get your fourth finger, 4th fret, D string. Say that 10 times fast. Okay, so that's our other F sharp. What we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and strum all 6 strings. So that's the chord should sound like, okay? So from the walk up, and we're gonna lightly but firmly strike those bottom 3 strings at the 2nd fret, that chord. Root, like that. All right, so let's go ahead now. From the very beginning, we're gonna include that E augmented, okay? We'll play it a little bit slower, so here we go. A major. E. Walk up. Okay. Let's go ahead and do that again. And again, this is a live Q&A, so if you guys have questions about the gear, all the Fishman gear that I'm using and all that stuff, please put them in the comments. I'd love to answer your questions. All right, so here we go. From the top, E augmented. A major. E. F sharp minor. From here, okay, got all those chords. Let's go to the next chord, D major. How we're gonna play it is like this. First finger across the bottom 5 strings, starting at the A string, okay? So the tip of your finger should be on the 5th fret of the A string. That is our root of D, okay? We're gonna get our 3rd finger here across the 7th fret of the D string, G string, and B string. Again, our target notes here for D major are D, F sharp, and A. We're gonna do the same thing here, striking the A string and playing that 2nd half of the chord, sliding it back. We're gonna do this 2 times. Like that, okay? So again, from the top, from that E augmented, we're gonna play this a little faster now. We're getting the hang of this. A major. E. Walk up. F sharp minor. D major. Okay, just like that. 2nd D major. Just give it a nice snap. Okay, let's do that again from the E augmented. Here we go. Isn't that fun? Super great, super great series of chords. So that is the D major. After that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from B minor to E7 2 times, all right? And that is gonna sound like this. Okay? I'm playing some interesting versions of those chords. Now, we're gonna do here, for that B minor, I'm gonna give you 2 different options to do this. For me, I like to play this chord with 2 fingers with my thumb, rooted on the 7th fret of the E string. Again, in using my thumb to play these chords, I'm not pressing this very hard. I'm just giving it just a little bit of a push, and that's all you need. So don't feel like you need to squeeze the neck when you're playing with your thumb. It's not true. Just give it just a little bit of give, and you're good to go, okay? And now here with your 1st finger, if you want to choose to play this chord in this fashion, you're going to put your 1st finger across the 7th fret of the G, B, and E string, all right? And again with B major, okay, or B minor rather, B, D, and F sharp are our notes. Now, if you don't want to play with your thumb, I know there are some of you out there that don't want to do that, it's okay. You can play the B minor bar chord in this fashion, will sound just as good too. All right, so you could do that as well. Now, this grip of E7, I really like a lot. And this would be the next one, the next chord that comes in this verse. So what we're gonna do here is this. Think about it this way. We all know how to play a C chord, all right? So it's gonna be based on this C chord shape. And even those of you, right? We know how to play a C7 where we got our C chord and we just add our pinky there on the 3rd fret of the G string. That's the shape we're using. We're just bringing it up. So here's how we're going to do that, okay? These first 4 fingers, okay? We're going to do here, your first finger is going to go on the 5th fret of that B string. So that's your E note. You're going to get your 2nd finger, okay? 6th fret of the D string, okay? That's our G sharp. You're going to get your 3rd finger here on E, 7th fret of the A string. And then your pinky finger is going to go on the 7th fret of the G string, all right? And that's our D note. That's going to be the flat 7. So check it out. Strumming with the low E. Isn't that a great way to play it? Sounds very different than this, the E7 we're used to, maybe one of the first inversions that we learn of it. Same chord, but check it out. Very, very neat way to play it. Like that. All right? So, let's go ahead, do it from the top. E augmented. B minor, E7, B minor, E7. All right, it's pretty cool stuff. Now from here, we're going to go to our little turnaround, and that sounds like this. Okay, again, very, very cool chords here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to play our A bar chord there, and we're going to strum it 4 times, downward strokes, nothing fancy. Just like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do a bit of a little walk up. And how we're going to do that, first finger on the B note there, 2nd fret of the A string. We're going to move that first finger up a whole step to the C sharp, the 4th fret of the A string, leading to our B, or our D chord rather, our D major. Again, 4 strikes here. Just like that. Let's do this part nice and slowly, then we'll go through the second half. So here we go. Let's do that again. Okay. And again, here we go. From there, we're going to go backwards, okay? We're going to do this. We're going to play the A chord in a different way, but this time now we're going from C sharp at the 4th fret of the A string to B, 2nd fret. First finger drops, okay? Covering the 2nd fret of the D string, G string, and B string. Again, 4 strikes there. Okay, so now let's add that. Here we go. Cool stuff, right? Let's do it again. Let's do it a little bit faster. Now the next part of this goes like this. That E augmented comes back. So we're going to do here, to play that G sharp, F sharp, okay, walk down. Go ahead and place that 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the E string. It's our G sharp. First finger plays F sharp, 2nd fret of the E string. And quickly moving to the E augmented. Okay, so just like that. So let's go ahead and just isolate that last half, and then we'll bring it all together, and then I am going to take some of your questions. Again, if you're enjoying the lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I see a lot of you are saying, hey, What kind of pickups are those? They're the Fishman Fluence Strat style. So yeah, it's killer, and I even have the battery pack on the back of this thing. And as far as the color goes, my buddy Pat Wilkins in Van Nuys, California, he painted this for me, and we lovingly call it Petrilli pink. So why not? So yeah, again, if you guys are enjoying the lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. All right, so here we go. This is the second half, okay, of that turnaround. So here we go. Again, second half. Let's combine the whole turnaround. Here we go. And again, a little faster. So, what we're going to do here, okay, from the very, very top, we're going to go through that E augmented all the way through the verse, including the turnaround. Here we go. Turn around. Let's do that one more time. Here we go. Really, really cool stuff. Yes, Bill. Very doo-wop. Very doo-wop indeed. So I'll take a second here to take some of your questions. What we're going to do here is we're going to go in now to that chorus section where we have that lead guitar part. But we're going to go over both parts. We're going to go over the rhythm as well as the lead section that is there. Again, it's really, really fun. Really, really fun to play. And again, thank you all so much for these great questions. Yeah, I know. I don't have any of my jewelry on today. I was doing the dishes before we went live today, so I left it on the counter. Funny you guys noticed. I love it. All right, we got awesome. A lot of Revolver, which I love. A lot of people are saying Revolver is their favorite Beatles record. This is great. This is great. Yeah, as far as someone else asked about the pickups, they're the Fishman Fluence. If you want to find out more about these pickups, you can go to the link in my video description, and you can check them out there. I've got these pickups into my Strats, and they totally rock. Totally rock. I love them. Thanks, Fishman. Great pickups. Okay, so once we're going into that chorus, what happens here is that walk down that we have from the G sharp, F sharp to the E augmented does not happen. What happens is this. So we've got that A chord, and then we turn it into an A7. So what we're going to do here, and this is a really cool way to play it. I'll give you two different options on how to do this. To play this A7 leading into that chorus, okay, we're going to get our first finger across the 5th fret of the D string, G string, B string, and E string, okay, just like that. Then we're going to get our 3rd finger, or your 2nd, 3rd finger feels a little bit more comfortable for me, 6th fret of that G string, so check it out. Cool way to play an A7, right? Very different than this. It's got a nice nice ring to it, and guess what? If you want to play that open A string, you can, because it's an A7 chord. Right? A, C sharp, E, and G, the magical 4 notes that make up this chord. So just like that. Now, you could play it this way, or you can play it like this, which I kind of like too. So here's a second way if you want to play an even higher version or at a higher sounding A7. You can play it like this. So put your first finger across, okay? Again, the 7th fret of the D, G, B, and high E string, okay? You're going to get your second finger here, placing that on the 8th fret of the B string. That's going to be our G note. We're going to get our third finger here, placing that on the 9th fret of the G string, which is E. So check it out. And then you're going to place your pinky there on the C sharp 9th fret of the E string. Very Beatles-y sounding chord, isn't it? Especially if you kind of hammer it on like I did there. And again, open A string if you'd like. Really, really beautiful chord. So we have 2 options there for that turnaround. Or you could even do both. So that would sound like this. It's kind of cool. So again, it's an option. Just an option. Really fun stuff. So here's what we're going to do next. Is we're going to look at the rhythm part first, the chords that are happening in that chorus, that when you told me, that section. These are the chords there. And again, very similar way in playing that verse. That's what's happening there. So we're going to do here chords. Most of them we've already played in the song. We're going to get our D major. Just like that. So striking the root, then the bottom half of the chord. And it's going to be 1 bar of that D chord to an F7. So guess what? It's going to be the same shape as the E7 that we did, all right? But what we're going to do is E and F are a half step apart, right? So this shape here, we're just going to move over a half step. So here's where your finger should be. Third finger should be on the 8th fret of the A string. That's our F, that's our root. Our second finger should be on the 7th fret of the D string. That's our A, that's our third, all right? Fourth finger should be on the 8th fret of that G string. All right, and then your first finger here is playing our other F, just like that. Now, you can't do the low E string on this. It will not sound good. So just keep it to the A string, D string, G string, and B string, and you'll be good to go, okay? So just like that. So it's going to sound like this. Just like that. Root, chord, root, chord. Again, D, root, chord, root, chord, root. Just like that, all right? So the next chord here, we're going to do an A major, and I will let you choose. If you want to play the bar chord version, you totally can, all right? Or if you want to play our thumb version of that chord, absolutely, you could do both. I like to play, in this particular part of the song, I personally like to play the bar chord because they sneak in an A7 there. And it's a little bit easier sometimes to go from the A7 in that bar chord fashion sometimes. It feels good on this song for me, so that's what I choose to do. So again, if we're choosing to play this A bar chord, okay, first finger across all 6 strings, second finger is going to go on the 6th fret of the G string, third finger, 7th fret of the A string, which is our E note, and then our fourth finger is playing another A note at the 7th fret, the D string. So if we want to turn this into an A7, no problem. Lift the pinky, and that releases that A, turns that note into a G note, which makes the flat 7, right? 1, 3, 5, flat 7 makes it the 7th chord. And we hear it there. Pretty cool stuff, right? So one of the reasons why I like to put that bar chord there. So in context, here's what it sounds like. Okay, so here we go. Okay, A to A7. So what we're going to do here now, we're going to move up to B major. So guess what? We've got our A chord here. Move it up a whole step. And there's your B major. Beautiful. Done, right? So first finger should be on that 7th fret. That's our B note on the E string. There it is. And same thing. Root, chord. Root, chord, root, chord. Okay? So just like that. From there, it's going to be 2 bars of that B chord. From there, we're going to go back to that E7. Give it some good downward strums there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moving up to the F sharp again. Back to E7, and we're gonna rest, and then E augmented. So in context, here's how the whole thing sounds. I'm gonna play it a little bit slower, okay, so you can follow along. So here we go. This is that entire chorus. B major. E7. F7. Rest. E augmented. Okay? Let's do that again without the commentary. Here we go. So let's give it more context here. Let's go through the entire song so far, okay? From the very, very top, I'll do a pass with the commentary of the chords. All right, so here we go. E augmented. Bet you thought you weren't playing this chord as much as we are today, but we're doing it, okay? So there it is, let it ring. Top of the verse, A. E. D major, B minor, E7, B minor, E7, A, D, A, E augmented. Back to the verse. No chord commentary. Good stuff, right? Really, really, really fun song. So that's what's happening there in terms of rhythm. If you wanted to play rhythm, you play those chords. It's going to sound great. You're going to be in the pocket. Oh, it's going to be awesome. Now, if we want to do the lead part, which is very, very fun and very, very cool, I was listening back to it and it sounds like it's just one shape that we're moving around to me. And it reminds me like of a kind of circusy sound. I don't know. But it's really, really cool and very hooky and just a really, really compliment to a very fun song. So it sounds like this. I'm going to play it a little bit slower than it is on the record. But here is that part that we hear in the lead, in the tune. So here we go. So notice how that shape, we just move it around. We don't want to, I don't know. I just feel like that sounds to me, when I was listening back to the record, it just sounds very fluid. So again, kind of a cool way to play it. So let's look at that. So that shape we see a lot, right? We saw that shape and playing our E grip. We're going to do the shape here to play the lead part. So check it out. It's a really cool way to arpeggiate these chords. So these three fingers, we are playing a D major. We are literally playing along to the chords in this part, which is great. Okay, so first finger here, placing that on the 10th fret, E string, B string, pinch. Notice how you cannot see my thumb when I am doing this. Okay, you could have your thumb up here, but again, it gives you a little bit more foundation and a little bit more substance when we're playing these notes, when we're arpeggiating these notes, okay? So we've got that grip there. We're going to get our second finger now on the 11th fret of the G string, which is our F sharp, and we're going to get our third finger on the 12th fret of the D string, which is our G note, because that's where things start repeating over and over again, okay? So here's what we've got here. First finger, okay? Second finger, third finger, lined up. So what we're going to do here, E string, B string, G string. That's the first part. Just like that. From there, B string, G string, D string. Okay? So, nice and slowly. So that's what's happening there. Again. And if we get this pattern, it's the same with all of these chords, okay? So let's do that again. When we are switching to the next chord, in this case, it's going to be an F chord, okay? That last note that we play, the root, with that where our third finger is, we are going to omit it. So it will sound like this. The end. Then from there, we move up to F, and that pattern repeats again, okay? So here's the whole section when we are playing the D chord. Here we go. Okay, so just like that, let's do it one more time. Now from there, we are moving to F. This is why we're playing electric guitar today, folks, okay? We're gonna slide this shape up. First finger should be on the 13th fret of the E string and the B string, okay? Our F note and our C note respectively. Your second finger here is going to be on the 14th fret of the G string, that's our A note, and your third finger should be on the 15th fret of the D string, which is our F note. F, A, and C are target notes. We see them all here in this shape. And again, the pattern repeats. We start on the F note, 15th fret D string. So someone's asking here, am I alternate picking? Sort of. When I first start the riff, really good question, Sam. When I first start it, I scrape up. Once I get to that G string is where I start to alternate pick. See how the alternate picking happens there? Very good question. Very good question, Sam. All right, so there we go. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now from F. Notice at the end of the phrase, I did not play the F root. Let's do that again. Just like that. Okay, so I'm gonna give my hand a little bit of a breather. Okay, this is a good one. I like to call it the one-handed wave. Just kind of do this. Kind of gets the blood flow back. All right, so from D major, nice and slow, starting from our high D note, 10th fret. F. Okay. From there, this shape, we are moving it back. Keep the hands as they are. To our A chord here. First finger should be on the 5th fret of the B string and the E string. Third finger, 6th fret of that G string. And third finger, 7th fret of the D string. All right, so just like that. And again, the picking pattern is the same. We are going to start with our third finger on the 7th fret. Let me do that again. So here's how you want to do it. E, B, G string, B string, G string, D string. To repeat this, all right? So, in context, here's how it sounds. Starting from D major, I'm going to play it a little slower. F. A. From there, move the shape up only a whole step to B major. Guess what? Same picking pattern. Let's do it. So just like that. I'm going to play this a little slower again from the top to give us context. We're going to play D, we're going to play F, we're going to play A, and we're going to play B. Again, those of you, keep me posted on how everybody's doing. Steve Harvey, I see you, my friend. Good to see you, buddy. Let me know how everybody's doing. And again, if you're enjoying the lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. It helps the cause, folks. Starting at D major. Here we go. F. A. B. Okay, now, let me know how everybody's doing. I'm going to play this just a little faster now, all right? So here we go. Again, the chords D, F, A, and B. Here we go, a little bit faster. Just like that. Remember how I always say, metronome, folks. One of the best tools you can use. When I was going over this week, you better believe that I was playing with metronome. So I encourage you guys. I know they can be a little scary and a little daunting, but they're a really great tool. So I encourage you, if you want to get things totally awesome and really get your rhythm in check, cannot stress it enough. Practice with metronome. All right, so let's do that again, a little bit faster from the top. D, F, A, and B. Okay, let's do that again. D, going straight into F. Here we go. A. B. Just like that. Now we're going to go to E major. So we're going to keep this shape, remember? Now we're going to slide it up. First finger should be on the 12th fret, rather, of the high E and the B. Okay, notice how you can't see my thumb. I'm using it as a good foundation for these arpeggios, all right? Now my second finger is on the 13th fret of that G string. That's our G sharp. And then my third finger is playing this note here, which is E at the 14th fret of the D string. Now, starting here when we go to play this E chord, we're going to start at the 14th fret where our third finger is. And that's all we get. D string, E, B string, G string, B string, G string. Just like that. Again. And again. And one more time for good luck. All right. Gotta love that. Okay. Now we're going to do next, we're going to scooch this up to F. So we're already at E. We go to F. We just move everything up a half step, E to F, half step, okay? First finger here should be on the 13th fret of the high E and the B note, or the B string rather, so F and C. We got our second finger here, 14th fret of the G string, that is our A note, and then our third finger here is on F, 15th fret of the D string, again, starting with our third finger, 15th fret D string. Or no, never mind. Not that last note is going to be an E. So. And it's going to sound like that. So in context, here's what we're going to be playing from E to F, and then sliding that note, that E note. So like that, without playing that A note. Let's do that again. And we slide it out like that. All right, so for context, I'm going to play through the entire lead part, and we're going to call it a day, folks. Again, if you're enjoying these lessons, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'm going to do this too. I released a new EP 2 weeks ago, folks. It's called The Voices. If you want to check that out, I just put a link to it there. You can buy it on Bandcamp. I'm also selling signed posters. I'm mailing those worldwide. Half of the proceeds go to Mediviver, helping folks who are living with stage 4 breast cancer. So half of the proceeds of those posters go to that. So I encourage you, help me raise some money for charity and grab a poster. I'd love to send it to you. So you can go there and listen to some music while you're at it too. So the link is there. And again, I'm playing in Nashville this June. So if you guys live in Nashville or know friends or folks who live there, would love to see them. Tickets to those shows and tour dates are on my website at angelapetrillimusic.com. So you can check it out there. All right. So here we go. From the top of the lead section. All right, here we go. Nice and slowly here. That's where we have the E augmented. All right. So again, super fun. Re-watch this. Again, it's that one shape. I'm keeping it simple here, moving that shape around. Again, it's that same picking pattern in getting those notes. So it's good stuff. So once we get past that, we then go to another verse. All right, we've done the verse, and we go to another chorus. We've done the chorus, great. And then from there, we go to another verse. Then an outro shows up. And the outro sounds like this. Very similar to the outro that we had, or the turnaround that we had in the verse. So it sounds like this. It's a nice little delicate flat, or 7th chord ending that we see there. So what we're going to do there is we play that A chord, remember, with the 4 strokes, to our D chord, C sharp, B, A. Now, what we do here, and I listened to this over and over and over again until I got, at least to my ear, what it sounded like at the end. Because it's a B flat 7 to an A7, okay? And I was listening. I'm like, doesn't quite sound like that. And I'm like, doesn't sound like that. That's the one that I figured is probably the one that they use. But all of those other inversions I use are going to sound great. So here's what I heard into my best, at least my ear, is what I think they're doing. So what we're going to do is this. You're going to get your first finger. You're going to place that across the 8th fret of the D string, G string, B string. Okay? Now what you're going to do here, you're going to get your 3rd finger on the 10th fret of the G string. You're going to get your 2nd finger on the 9th fret of the B string. So that should sound like this. Okay? So we have those notes. We have our B flat. Okay? We have our F. Then we have that there, that A flat. Okay? And then we're going to slide this shape back to play that A7. Okay? And those notes there, we have A, we have E, And we have that G note. So it's a 7th chord without the 3rd. So in context, when we're playing that outro, it sounds like this. And there's like some harmonic stuff that happens right after it too. So that's what's happening there. If we play it a little faster. With the right fingers. We're live. Here we go. Let's do that again. There you have it. Again, really, really fun song. Listen back to this. There's a lot of cool inversions, and I see a lot of comments here too. Folks are saying like, yeah, I can't wait to rewatch this one. Lots of great chordal inversions that you could use not just in this song, but in other songs that you know, and you're like, gosh, I really like the sound of that A chord. Let me incorporate it in a song that I already play and see what kind of textures and sounds that will bring. So again, with these lessons too, I don't consider myself like a teacher. It's more like a mentor, like, hey, like just think about this in a certain way and see how you can incorporate this in your playing on your musical journey and finding, you know, the sounds that inspire you to want to pick this thing up and make some beautiful music. So it's a ton of fun. It's really great. And again, I love how kind everyone is in the comments section. Thank you so much for, I see them. Thank you for lifting each other up too. That's what these riff rundowns are all about for me. It's like, let us come together and make some great music. So it just makes me really happy to see how encouraging all of you are towards each other. It makes me really, really happy. This is why I wanted to do this. So just putting out just really good vibes. I think putting music out into the world makes this world a better place. So really makes me happy to see all this stuff. So yay, all of you. Thanks for being so cool. Robert says, hey, or Super Blonde, if I bring a guitar to your concert, will you autograph it? I will, and I'll even take a picture with you. So absolutely. Absolutely. Again, if you want to order a signed poster, go to my Bandcamp, Angela Petrilli Music. You can, or Angela Petrilli and the Players, rather. Go to our Bandcamp there, and again, half of the proceeds go to charity. So let's keep putting out the good vibes, folks. Again, wishing you so much success in your musical journey. If you're in Nashville, I want to see you in June. Come to the shows. The tour dates are on my website. You want to listen to The Voices, my new EP. Check it out anywhere you stream. If you want to purchase The Voices, check out my Bandcamp. It is there. And again, if you want to help me raise money for charity, buy a signed poster. I ship worldwide. It would make me really, really happy. So thank you all so very much. Always great to be live and to check in with everybody. So thanks again. Have a lot of fun with this one. And folks, I will